Water polo is a growing sport in the country. Its education and administration has been taken up by the Royal Hill Seals Water Polo Club. So far, the organization has managed to get some of the schools in the Port of Spain and environs to buy into their vision. Newly installed manager of the Primary Schools League, Jayveer Katwaroo, laid out some of his plans for growing the sport nationally.
So with the primary schools in particular, this tournament is mainly to help the development of the sport and the growth of the sport in the country. So we've tried to target the younger ones, hence the primary schools get the sport introduced to the schools from that young age, and then they go up into the secondary schools. And so far we've gotten more teams involved in the Primary Schools League, which is great. It's a bit tricky because some of them aren't familiar with the sport or know that the sport exists in Trinidad. So that's why we usually try to invite them to come to the opening day or even the final to get an insight on what the sport is like. But we are getting schools on the outside, like in the East Zone, some even in South, that are interested and going to start up training programs. We've been putting in the groundwork this year, so we're hoping for 2026 we have a lot more schools outside of the North Zone and the West involved in both primary and secondary school.
The growth of a sport at this level includes the education of the parents and teachers, which in turn keeps the interest level high. This is an avenue where the club wants to pursue in spreading the gospel of water polo across the nation.
Because the committee in charge of the water polo, we are going to be doing an educational segment later on this year to introduce the sport in the schools, yes, but educate the PE teachers and get more coaches involved so we can send our coaches to various schools so we can get more schools involved in the tournament.
He shared his delight with the participation of more schools in the second installment for the year.
The game is intense, so emotions from the parents, the athletes, the coaches, but I'm glad to see new schools involved and they're showing a lot more interest in the sport. Some of the newer schools are actually performing very well, and that's good to see. To encourage them to stick with the sport in the long run. I am impressed with the level that they're playing for people who are now starting the sport. I am very impressed to see. The coaches are doing a great job with them.
Katwaroo went on to encourage parents to get their children involved in sport because of its many benefits.
Firstly, start them off with swimming. It's a nice individual sport. It's a skill I think everybody should learn, but to enhance them further, put them into water polo. Helps build team bonding. And it's a great camaraderie sport, it really is.
With all the challenges that they face, Katwaroo gave a realistic timeline for a national league that encompasses schools from all over the country.
2028. We're putting in a lot of work now, so I'll give us until 2028 that we have a full-on national league.
Chiwale Bartholomew, TTT Sport.